Asia.
Gay marriage in Australia. Just don't call it a plebiscite. To diffuse a row within his party, the Prime Minister sparks a national furore.
The question reads, should the law be changed to allow same-sex couples to marry? Ballots asking it have been posted to Australia's 16 million registered voters. They have until early November to return them. The result will be announced on November 15th. Rallies for and against are being held around the country. Earlier this month, 30,000 supporters of gay marriage gathered outside Sydney's Town Hall, waving placards with slogans like, "It's a love story, baby, just say yes." One of those saying yes is Malcolm Turnbull, the Prime Minister, but many Australians criticise him for calling the vote at all. Opinion polls consistently show that most Australians support gay marriage. Proponents say a simple vote in Parliament, which also has a majority in favour, would have saved money and avoided a divisive campaign. But if there is relatively little debate among Australians, there is a great deal within Mr Turnbull's Conservative Liberal Party and its coalition partner, the Nationals. In 2004, a Liberal government led by John Howard amended the previously ambiguous law on marriage to define it as the union of a man and a woman to the exclusion of all others. Tony Abbott, a more recent Liberal Prime Minister, tried to duck demands that Parliament reverse this change by proposing in 2015 that Australians vote in a non-binding plebiscite instead. Mr Turnbull, for his part, once supported a parliamentary vote, but to win the support of Conservative MPs for his campaign to supplant Mr Abbott 2 years ago, he accepted the idea of a plebiscite. Other parties, naturally, have been reluctant to help the Liberals paper over these internal differences. The Senate, where Mr Turnbull's government lacks a majority, rejected a bill to hold a plebiscite. Mr Turnbull's answer in August was to conduct a postal survey instead, a step that did not require Parliament's approval. It is an unusual exercise. Voting is normally compulsory in Australia, and the results of referendums are binding. Neither condition applies to the Australian Marriage Law Postal Survey. It is being conducted by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, not the body that oversees elections. Michael Kirby, a gay former High Court judge who supports gay marriage, says it is just something we've never done in our constitutional arrangements. But the High Court dismissed legal challenges to the vote earlier this month. Mr Turnbull says the right to marry is a Conservative ideal. He lists 13 countries where gay marriage is legal, including Australia's main English-speaking allies. Mr Howard, who lost power 10 years ago, has re-emerged to lead the No campaign. Mr Abbott has joined him. They are painting gay marriage as merely the first item on a radically permissive agenda. One ad for the No campaign suggests that it is only a matter of time before schools start encouraging children to cross-dress. Christine Forster, Mr Abbott's gay sister and a Liberal member of Sydney's City Council, accuses her brother of playing Machiavellian games with an issue that has been an awful roller coaster ride. Gladys Berejiklian, the Liberal Premier of New South Wales, the most populous state, calls gay marriage one of the most important human rights issues of our time. Australia is a laggard, argues Frank Bongiorno of the Australian National University, because its main political parties have failed to translate long-standing consensus into change. Several prominent business figures also support a yes vote. Many worry that the government has mishandled the issue by drawing it out, allowing divisions within its ranks to overshadow pressing economic reforms. Mr Turnbull has promised prompt legislation if the yes vote wins. He predicts it will sail through Parliament. Although public opinion seems strongly in favour, the unprecedented method of voting makes turnout hard to predict. Some yes campaigners worry that young voters have no idea how to use a letterbox. But if the no vote prevails, the opposition Labour Party says it will still legalise gay marriage if it wins the next election, due in 2019.